subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.
Good morning, friends. How are y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brandy, and I do all things food related. And today I'm going to do a grocery haul and then a little meal prep. Let me go over through the meal plan and prep. I'm keeping it really simple this week, and for breakfast we're going to do an Eggs Benedict casserole. I've shown myself eating that in a previous video, but it was a higher point version because I didn't prepare and buy low point ingredients, but I did today. So we'll do that. It's really easy. You just prepare it, and you do put it in the refrigerator for like 8 to 12 hours or overnight, and I think that's the route I'm going to go. So my husband and I will eat that all week for breakfast, along with if we want cereal or something else out of the freezer. And then for lunch this week, I'm going to do salads again. I did that last week. I'm still really loving salads, and they had a great deal on lettuce. So I picked that up. And then I'm going to do a couple sandwiches as well. And then for dinners, we're having meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans. I'm going to meal prep that tonight. It'll be 4 servings total. But the mashed potatoes, I'm going to do like 10 pounds of mashed potatoes. I saw another video where a girl meal prepped all these mashed potatoes and froze them. So I'm going to do that same thing because we don't eat mashed potatoes very often. They can be low point if you don't add tons of butter. And we don't eat them because when I get home from work, it's too late to like boil potatoes and all that. At least I feel like it. So I'm going to see how those work out in the freezer. And then we're also going to do a Trader Joe's. I have this like carbonara pasta, and I'm going to do some grilled chicken with that and a Caesar salad. That'll only make 2 servings. It's been in my freezer for a while. I just needed to get rid of it. And then we're also going to do breakfast for dinner, and we're going to do biscuits and gravy, maybe a pancake on the side. Not too sure there, so I got some breakfast items. And then Friday, we're going to have Cuban sandwiches from the leftover pork that I did a couple weeks ago that's in my freezer. And then Saturday, we are out for a friend's birthday, so we'll be eating out. But I have recently got a Tom Thumb next to me, and they cycle their sales a lot, and I like to go through all the coupons in store ad and really stock up my pantry when these things are on sale. My pre-total this week was $198, and I got it for $101 or $5. I'm not sure, somewhere right around there. So there'll be a lot of extra stuff, and I do think I got a really, really good deal for my money today. So let's go into the grocery haul really quickly. I've already scanned everything in, and then later today, probably, I don't know if I'll do it right now. I think I'm gonna wait and meal prep later today. It's only 11:20. I just don't feel like getting into it yet. It's kind of like a dreary day, and I actually went and helped some neighbors like clean up this water area we have. So I've been walking around in the mud already all morning, like right when I woke up. So I'm gonna take it easy. Let's start down here on this end. I got some Puff Plus with lotion. They had a coupon, and I buy like the big boxes. The long rectangle boxes I like above the toilet, and the square ones I put elsewhere throughout my house, and we were out of this shape. So I got one of these, but do be careful you shop at Tom Thumb. I've noticed Tom Thumb does a 3-pack, whereas Walmart and H-E-B, it's a 4-pack. So make sure you're comparing apples to apples always. That was the only non-food kind of related thing I got. I got eggs. I will use at least 12 of them in the casserole, and they were buy one, get one free this week, so I went ahead and stocked up. Love that. Got me some green onions. This goes in the casserole, and these are like the saddest green onions ever, just because they're tiny. They're itty-bitty babies, so I may have to get more. We'll see. I got me some whole baby Bella mushrooms. I prefer to get the ones already sliced, but the price difference was too much for me today. This is going to go in my meatloaf. I'm using a meatloaf recipe. I don't know if I've used it before. It's just from a magazine, so it called for mushrooms. Going to do that. I picked up this fruit tray just for my fruit this week. I had bought one of these for a work function last week, and the fruit was so good, and I didn't realize it was only $6. It was even on sale for like $5.50. So I was comfortable paying that, and that way I get like a variety, and these are like 3 of my favorites. So really happy about this. My husband still has pears from another grocery haul, so we just got him 2 large mangoes. He really likes mangoes. I do too if they're really ripe, then they're delicious, but I think these are good ones too. But they were also buy one, get one free, so great deal there. Picked up a thing of bananas. He always eats bananas. I don't typically, I don't know. I've been eating them less and less, so I didn't even get me one this week. For our side, for our we're not having roast beef. For our meatloaf is going to be a huge thing of roasted green beans. I got a pound there. I'll just roast these in the oven, probably with cherry tomatoes and onion. And then the salad greens were, usually I just buy the hearts of romaine and dice it up myself, but these were on sale for 90 cents. So I went ahead and saved myself some time and got me one of the romaine for a Caesar. And then my salads for work, I'll also mix in some spinach just to, you know, get it a little healthier. So produce section, not too much going on there, but I do have leftover from last week as well. Always pick up my husband some TV dinners. We only got 3 this week because he has 1 left from last week, and I know we'll also have leftovers. He got this Healthy Choice Mexican style street corn. This one is only 2 points. I really should give this one a go. It's 240 calories and it is 18 grams of protein, so not a bad option if you're on Weight Watchers. Yeah, I should try that one sometime. And then also got him this Stouffer's rigatoni with chicken and pesto. This is not one he typically has, but I know he really likes chicken Alfredo because I thought that would be kind of similar. It's 12 points, 410 calories for 25 grams of protein. And then his favorite go-to is the Banquet Mega Meals, specifically this buffalo style mac and cheese, which is 14 points, 480 calories. And it is 27 grams of protein. He just really thinks that one's really flavorful and yummy. This was part of the sale. We're not having these this week, but this is a pound of spicy meatballs, and the review said they're really spicy, which I like. But they are made with Italian sausage to their higher point. 3 more meatballs is 12 points, but you know, we're shopping sales nowadays, and these are on sale for $5, so I was super excited about that. So let's see what the serving. 3 meatballs, 330 calories. Not bad. You know, you could even serve this without pasta. One recipe I had, you do marinara, and then you do like big chunks of zucchini. So kind of like zoodles, but you're actually not zoodling. So I may do that recipe with this. It'll just save me some time. Something to throw in the pizza. Now, we did get this Jimmy Dean's hot for breakfast this week, you know. It is 7 points for 2 ounces. So again, you could definitely do turkey sausage or whatnot. But this one was on sale, and this is a meal my husband and I are making work. So it will work. Usually I buy Owens, but this one was way cheaper, so I did that today. Another sale, we're not having these today or anytime soon. They'll go in the freezer. St. Louis style pork spare ribs. These were on sale. I got them for, that was $1.99 a pound, but I actually got them for like $1.69 a pound, so I only paid like $5 for these. So we'll smoke these sometime, maybe next weekend or something. But it's 11 points for the 4 ounces uncooked. So really and truly, that's like quite a bit for ribs. But again, you can make this work. We got a frozen young turkey. We got this free. If you spend $75, you got a turkey. So my husband also wants to smoke this. We've actually never smoked a turkey, so we'll have to give it a go. And it ranges. If you eat the breast, it's 0 points. If you eat the thigh and the dark meat, it's going to be like 3 or 4 points per serving. So it just depends on what part of the turkey you eat. And then they had a great deal on vegetables. These were under $1 a bag. So just to restock our freezer, I got California style vegetables. I got a stir-fried melody, and then just some broccoli florets. They had free ice cream. You could only sadly get vanilla or butter pecan. So we're hoping we like butter pecan. And it's 15 points per serving. Not sure how much I'd have for this. I don't even know if I like it. But, you know, it was free and my husband has a sweet tooth. So we went ahead and picked it up. Okay, I am making quite a few things with milk. Usually we just buy the regular. But since I'm cooking with a lot of milk, I wanted to go ahead and try to save some points. So we bought the Fairlife reduced fat, which it's still 4 points for a cup. I actually thought it'd be lower, so I was kind of disappointed about that because the regular one's 6 points per cup. For breakfast night, we went ahead and got these jumbo biscuits, just the store brand, and they are 6 points per biscuit. It's going to be a heavy point breakfast night, but I am okay with it right now in life. Okay, there's some items over here I typically would not buy, and I have to explain it because it was a brand that's kind of more expensive, but it had like, if you spent $15, you saved $5. So I items from that brand because I was already buying ham for the Cuban sandwiches. I did not pay $11. I got this for like $5. So I went ahead and bought extra. So if I have lunch this week, it will be ham sandwiches. But these are things I typically don't buy because of price and points. But these little Genoa salami bites, they're 3 points per ounce. So great little snack there. How much protein's in there? Only 7 grams of protein for 1 ounce. So still a little snack. And then I got this pancetta. I love cooking with pancetta. I haven't in quite some time, but since it was on sale, I went ahead and grabbed it. So in addition to the 5 off 15, they each like, this had a $2 off coupon, this had a $1 off coupon, this had a $2 off coupon. So I got all this stuff for super cheap. But anyways, this has 2 packets. I will maybe add this in the night we do the carbonara. I'll have to see if it already has it. And if so, we may do this rather. But it is 7 points per the 1 ounce. So each side is 14 points because it's super high in fat, but it is so, so yummy. Went ahead and got reduced fat-free feta. I like to keep this on hand. I use it a ton in bowls and whatnot. It is 3 points per the serving. The other brand I buy is actually 0 points for the serving. So I may have to go back to the other brand. And then I did buy these little sopressata and mozzarella rolls. They're 6 points per serving, which a serving is 3. So they're 2 points each. So I don't know, just a little snack there. Another snack I picked up because of a sale was macadamia nuts. And I was actually shocked that this one package is 7 points. I thought it'd be more around 5 points. I mean, nuts, I don't know. It's 1 ounce of nuts. Usually it's like lower points. So I maybe would check the nutrition on these. But we'll see. I picked me up 3 of them. My husband only needed 1 yogurt this week, so I got him this strawberry banana, which is 2 points. Not bad at all. And then I was running low on panko, and they were on sale. So I went ahead and grabbed this. It's 3 points per the serving. I picked up ground sage because this is used in my meatloaf recipe, and I don't have any. My husband uses Truvia in his coffee. It's just like stevia. Stevia is what he uses, but this is the brand they had. So went ahead and picked up that. Got my husband some Crave cereal. This is 8 points per serving. And whereas Cheerios and whatnot is less than that, usually like 6. So don't think just because it's sold as more healthy or like, you know, trying to tell you, oh, more vitamins, blah, 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 that it's necessarily like lower cal, lower point, that type of thing. Okay, I needed some syrup, so I picked up this light syrup. And again, this is a brand I haven't tried. It is 5 points per serving, but that is for a total cup. The brand I usually use is 1/4 of a cup for 0, so I don't know if you toggled this down if it would be 0. But if not, I would probably stick to my other brand because I actually like it. I haven't tried this one. And then not low point is I got bagels, and they were 8 points each. But they were buy one, get one. And every once in a while, I'll throw these in my freezer. But I do plan to meal prep breakfast sandwiches in a couple weeks just to put in my freezer. And my husband really likes having that big hearty breakfast. Not going to do it today because we don't need them. But again, the Thomas were buy one, get one free. So I got 2 things of the light multi-grain English muffins. I would definitely prefer the full fat, but I was trying to do good and save points. So they're only 2 points where the regular ones are 4 points. And I will use an entire package of these in my meal prep for breakfast. And that is it, folks. So $100, I feel like I did really, really well. Do you think that was a lot of food for $100? I do. Okay, let me get this up and then I'll be back for the meal prep. Rookie mistake. I forgot to hit record. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've been sitting on the couch for hours and hours. I'm ready to meal prep. It is 4:15 and we're going to start off with breakfast. This is a recipe I've had for like 10 years. It's from the magazine Real something. I don't know. It's like 10 years old. But it's an egg Benedict casserole. Let's just go over the ingredients real quick and talk about the points. You need a whole package of English muffins. I'm using the Thomas Light just to keep the points down. And that whole package of English muffin comes to 15 points. I'm using Jones Canadian bacon. It says 1 pound. I'm using 10 slices because that's what I have. 10 slices is only 4 points. Great deal there. some green onions for 0 points, eggs for 0 points. It says 8 eggs. I may up that and reduce the milk. It does call for 3 cups of milk, but last time I made it, I put more eggs and less milk to kind of save the points, and we liked it. And then to make it the Benedict is hollandaise, and I'm using a prepared mix. The mix itself is only 2 points, but it also has a 1 cup of milk and some butter. And then the seasonings, keeping it really simple, some minced onion, tenders, the blend, and then I have some paprika. This one's a sweet one. I may add smoky, I don't know. This is very, very simple recipe. It comes together really quickly. The only thing about it is you are supposed to refrigerate it overnight or at least up to 8 hours. So I will be refrigerating it over tonight and we will bake it off in the morning, Monday morning. But yeah, that reminds me, I got to get up early because it takes a while for the eggs to set and bake. But all in all, if you prepare it just like I said here, don't make any egg changes. It comes to 6 points per serving, which is not bad, and they're big servings. So if you do, and that's 6 portions in a 9 by 13. So if you do smaller portions, the points even come down. But obviously you need to know what ingredients you're using to figure out your exact points. But I'm gonna count mine every day as 8 points. So I am going to dice up my green onions, dice up my ham, Canadian bacon, dice up my English muffins. Yeah, let's get to dicing. I had to buy more Canadian bacon when I'm at Costco. I buy that from Costco and I love it because it comes, you know, I think you get like 4 or 5 of like these 10 pieces. So I always break it down and freeze it. We use Canadian bacon a lot in breakfast sandwiches. So just small dice it. And the reason why I'm dicing it so small is just so I feel like it goes more in the casserole. Obviously you could up the amount of Canadian bacon as well. And I probably would, but this is just what I have left, so it'll be fine. I really, really like onions, so I'm gonna do the whole head of green onions. The whole bunch, not head. The white parts will go in the casserole and the greens will be for topping. With the English muffins, I'm gonna cut them up just like I did the ham, just in small, rough chunks. Be back when they're all done. So I got all my ingredients chopped up. I'm gonna start off with my eggs, and I'm gonna start with 10 eggs. It calls for 8, I'm gonna do 2 more eggs. I'm tempted to do 12 because then you're eating 2 per person per day in essence from the casserole. Oh no, guys, I just dropped 4 eggs on my floor, and I mopped my floors earlier. I was pulling them out of the carton, and the carton got lopsided and flew off my counter. Luckily, I have all the eggs I need. I hate wasting food. Oh, this is disgusting. Okay, I'm back on track now. Little detour. But since I added 12 eggs, I don't even know if I told y'all that, but I added 12 eggs instead of 8. I'm gonna add only 2 cups of milk and then blend it up and see if I need that 3rd cup of milk. And that'll save me points, but I'm still just gonna count it 6 points. It's just easier. Okay. I think that'll be enough liquid, to be honest with you, so I'm not too worried about it. Especially with like the hollandaise. I'm gonna get my immersion blender and blend this up. I'm just making all kinds of messes today. Don't forget to grease your pan. So I have my greased casserole, and I'm gonna put the bread all on the bottom. Another way to save points is obviously use less bread, but this is kind of what makes it super filling, that and the eggs. Okay. I don't mind if some greens of the onions get in there. Then move the greens, and I'm gonna add a lot of the onions and the Canadian bacon. Just sprinkle it all over the top. Reserving some of the greens for once it's done cooking. Now, since my Canadian bacon was all stacked, I gotta kind of like pick it apart. Eggs Benedict is one of my husband's actually favorite breakfasts. Pretty much if we go to a restaurant and it has Eggs Benedict, that is what he's ordering no matter what the flavor, which they are good. Some places it's really, really good. There's a place by us that does crab Eggs Benedict, and gotta love that one. If you like crab, which we do. To my eggs, I'm gonna add the seasoning to my eggs. You could also add it to the pan. I do feel like when you add it to the eggs, a lot of the seasoning stays in the bowl afterwards, but I'll make sure I scrape it all out. I gotta use the big side. I always do that. But the big side's quite big. These are like minced onions, so I am gonna sprinkle them in. You could leave these out as well. It calls for onion powder and I didn't have it, so I figured I'd use the minced onions. And then the Kinder's the blend, salt, pepper, garlic. Okay, now you just pour this evenly all over your bread mixture. And remember, I cut it by a cup of milk, so if it seems like I need more liquid, I may have to go add another cup. Now I'm just gonna kind of push everything down, make sure it's in the liquid good. I do not think I need any more milk, so I'm gonna leave mine, especially, yeah, since I added all those extra eggs. Now into the refrigerator overnight, and I will pull this out in the morning and bake it off and have it fresh. But I am gonna go ahead and prepare the hollandaise sauce so that way tomorrow I can just drizzle it over. Previously we drizzled it over the whole casserole, but I think we may keep it separate so we can add it as we go so it doesn't just absorb in. It was fine last time, but I think it'd be slightly better. So into the refrigerator overnight. For the Knorr hollandaise sauce, it's just 1 cup of milk with the seasoning and a 1/4 cup of butter or margarine. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use yet. I scanned the points for the margarine. Obviously, it's less points. So I'm actually using, like, I can't believe it's not butter, the fake stuff, but if you want to do full fat, feel free to do that, obviously. So onto the stove and just whisk it, and when it brings to a boil, simmer it for a few minutes and then you're done. My fake butter has melted. I also added pepper, but I'm just bringing it to a simmer and then I'll reduce it for like just a minute or 2, and that's it. It is nice and thick by now. Not super thick, you don't want to overdo it, but just so it has a little texture. And man, it is yummy. But I'm going to turn it off and let it cool down, so I can top my casserole tomorrow. I'm just going to put the rest of the green onions in a little bag so we can top it the morning of. Next up is 10 pounds of mashed potatoes. It may be slightly shy of 10 pounds. I think I may have used 1 or 2, but I'm just gonna peel these really quickly and dice them up, get them into a pot of water and get them simmering for fresh mashed potatoes tonight, and then to put in my freezer for later. I hope they turn out. I got all my potatoes peeled and washed, so I'm just gonna dice them up, and I'm using my big pasta pot because 10 pounds of potatoes is a lot. So if I do mashed potatoes, I forgot I cut strawberries, so my potato got a little red on it, but that's okay. Okay. I just cut them in half, and then pretty big dices because I am going to probably whip these up or mash, I don't know. So about that size. Straight into the pan. For some reason with potatoes, you don't want to add them to hot water. I've always been told that, so not gonna do that. That is a ton of potatoes, and I haven't even decided, there we go. I haven't even decided how I'm gonna store them once I cook them. I'm just gonna cover them with about 1 inch of water and boil them for about 30 minutes or so, fork tender. I got everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my cucumber for the week. I usually don't peel it, but these are so big that the skin is thick. So I did the little trick where you do it like, I don't know, fancy cucumbers. You peel it like every other row or whatever. I'm just gonna have this as my snack this week. I had it left over from my last week grocery haul, so I need to get it eaten. I also prepped some strawberries, didn't show that, but I'm just gonna put this in a container, take it to work, and I'll snack on it all week. That was a ginormous English cucumber, huge. Next up is the dinner prep that'll last us, I'm not sure how many servings. It says serve 6, but we are doing this meatloaf. This is also from a magazine, it's all recipes. And I didn't realize I picked a slow cooker meatloaf. It's not going in the slow cooker. It's already 5:30. Don't have time for that. So I'm just gonna cook mine in the oven. It'll be fine. But you need 2 large eggs. You need 3/4 a cup of milk. So got that here, still using the fat free. 2/3 a cup of dried breadcrumbs. 2 teaspoons dried minced onion. Salt, which I have to grab from over there. Ground sage, which we'll use a 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 cup of chopped mushrooms. I'm using Baby Bella's. It calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I'm using ground turkey. Saving me some points there, but it's not the 0.1. It's 93% lean, so got to figure out that. 1/4 cup of ketchup. I don't know if I have enough. If not, we'll use some packets we have. 2 tablespoons packed brown sugar. I'm using 0-calorie substitute there. Mustard powder, which I'm assuming is the same as ground mustard. And then Worcestershire sour sauce. So, not a lot going on. This is one of the few times I'm actually gonna measure everything. Oh, I forgot. I'm adding 3 peppers also from my garden just to add a little extra moisture. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna measure this time just because this isn't something I make often and I feel like you gotta get it right? Honestly, I don't even know if I've ever done this recipe, but it says to whisk together your milk and eggs, so that's where I'm gonna start. Seems like a lot of milk mixture, but we'll see how it goes. So 2/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs. And these are the seasoned ones. Need to go a little less on my next one since I overflowed. Oh gosh, let me put those back in there. Back in there. Onion salt, or dried minced onion, 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna not live by the rules because I really like onion. Oh, I have to add the actual salt. That's why I said onion salt. I meant salt. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So 3 of 1/4. That seems like a lot of salt. I'm gonna do a little less. Can't come back from salt. How much sage? Sage. 1/2 teaspoon. I'm getting to use them all today, man. I don't ever get to use these measuring spoons. 1/2 teaspoon. Whoop. There we go. I'm not a huge sage lover, but I was excited to get this because I want to make my own 0-point breakfast sausage. It doesn't call for pepper, but I'm going to put some pepper. I feel like you got to have pepper, right? So mix all this. I do not see how I'm gonna add meat, and this is not gonna be like a running mess. We'll see if this turns out, friends. Okay, I'm just gonna dice up these mushrooms really quickly. It says only a half of a cup. I don't know about that. I'm sure it's just to add moisture so it doesn't get dry, which I will need since I am using turkey. Okay. That is probably, definitely a half of a cup, maybe just 1 or 2 more. These will be for the green prep. And these are Santa Fe peppers. Add those to the mixture. And now we just gotta add, I think, the meat, and that's it. Let me check. Oh, okay, it's getting thick. Now that the milk is in there, it definitely soaked up. I hope this works in the oven. Okay, put on my gloves and work it around. And then we'll make the sauce. My hands are wet, it's hard to put on the gloves. It is a mushy mess. This is so weird. Is this what meatloaf looks like always? I don't know. That's gooey. We'll see if it fits. Yeah, it'll all fit. Oh, this was my husband's request, meatloaf. I am unsure. I'm sure it'll be fine. There she is. Okay, I hope this turns out. It was very, very different. Probably also because I used ground turkey, because you know ground turkey is like more gooey. But the peppers and mushrooms, I wish I would have almost added more, but that's okay. So since I'm not doing it in a crock pot, I gotta come up with my own instructions. And I'm gonna say maybe like 375, and I'll check it. I'm just waiting for the internal temperature to be like 160 or so. So 375 oven, I'm gonna probably check it after 30 minutes. I'm gonna make this sauce just in this pan because it's semi-dirty still. I mean, I rinsed it out and washed it, but you can make it in a bowl. It says 1/4 cup of ketchup. We'll see if we have 1/4 cup of ketchup. I am thinking not. Okay, we're not quite there. Luckily, I keep condiments from places. So let's see if I can forge enough ketchup. I think I can. I think if I add 2 ketchups from Chick-fil-A, we'll have enough ketchup. Squirted it the wrong way. Man, I'm failing tonight. Big time.
Squirted it the wrong way?
Yes, it's like not even in the bowl. I already don't have enough ketchup, and then I sent it flying over the edge of my bowl. So I need brown sugar, which is 2 tablespoons, which is probably exactly what I have. So that's good. Okay, I may have 3. Yeah, have a little. Gotta remember all these things I'm running out of so I can get them at the grocery store. Okay, mustard powder. How much mustard powder? 1 teaspoon. That's a lot for something like that. Okay, 1 teaspoon mustard. And half a teaspoon Worcestershire sour. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like none at all. I really like Worcestershire sour, so we may go more on that. Yeah, we're gonna do 2. This all up, and then you'll just, I'm not gonna cook it before, there's no reason, but then you just spoon it onto the meat mixture during the last like 10 to 15 minutes of cooking. I was just preparing it ahead. Like my meat's not even cooking yet. The oven's still preheating. But at least this will be ready to go. The last prep is the green beans. If you're not cheap like me, you can buy the pre-done ones and save yourself this trouble of cutting off every end, or you can snap and pull as well. But I think it's easier to line them up and cut. But you only have to do one end, so you got to make sure they're all facing the right way, meaning you're cutting where the stem is and leaving the little tip. Obviously, you can cut the tip too if you don't like it. I know some people don't like it. It does not bother me. But I bought a pound of green beans, and these will be eaten. Oh, that one doesn't look good. I'm gonna take that guy out. We're probably gonna eat these over 4 servings, if not more. So they looked really good though, I will say that. They did a good job picking my green beans. I did grocery pickup today. I've been doing that. I find with Tom Thumb, shopping the sales is like so much easier doing pickup. So you can see, you know, they do a lot of like 4 for $5s, 5 for $5, stuff like that. So if you're shopping online, you can see exactly how much you're being charged, so you know if it's right or wrong. And they do not charge an upcharge for doing online like HEB does. I'm not sure if Walmart does or not, an upcharge. So just a little tidbit. Gonna add them directly to the pans with the mushrooms. I like mushrooms and roasted green beans together, and since I had leftover mushrooms, why not use them? And I'm also gonna add cherry tomatoes from our garden. My potatoes are fork tender. I make a ton of mashed potatoes. We'll see how this goes. I've never made this many mashed potatoes. We got that fancy masher.
Oh yeah, got the new one.
Yeah, I used most of this milk. That's why I bought it. I knew I was gonna be using a ton of milk today.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was 4 and your milk is 6, so I was actually surprised. I thought it was gonna be like 0 points. You know, I don't know. We need to compare the nutrition, because I swear someone uses, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Home with Haley uses that milk, and I always hear her say she's not even using a cup and it doesn't count points. Maybe I didn't get the right one. That's fat-free, right? Oh, this is going to be so hard. It's what?
I think it's low fat.
She definitely uses the blue one, and she says it's not points, but I think she may have been mistaken. Because it's points. It's 4 points for a cup, even.
Eat it out?
Yeah, because we gotta see how this goes. Oh, do I want to use regular butter? I'll use.
Reduced fat milk.
I'm gonna use this butter. And with the mashed potatoes, I'm just gonna guesstimate everything. Yeah. This is like only 35 calories per teaspoon. And I have 10 bags of potatoes, so overall, like, over the whole course, it's like nothing, so. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, I'm gonna count points, but I'm just not worried about it. I could bring out my beaters and whip it. I don't feel like it. I think they're too short, so I think I'll just do the hand way. Be back in an hour. So I think I got my potatoes where I like them. They're definitely mashed and not whipped, but that is a-okay. I like both. Usually I prefer whipped, but I'm not about to try to whip all these. But I used my new-ish potato masher, and it worked really well because it's like, it has like a springy thing. I'm gonna let these cool down and then figure out how I'm going to store them, because I'm gonna keep 4 portions out for dinner this week with my meatloaf, and then I'm gonna freeze all the rest. Not sure how I'm gonna freeze it yet, but I heard you could do that, so that's what we're gonna do. I didn't want my potatoes to go bad. I added some cherry tomatoes from the garden to my mushrooms and onions, and these are gonna go in 45-degree oven for about 30 minutes or so. I just sprayed some Pam, salt and pepper, kept it super simple. This is a big tray of veggies. My meatloaf is smelling good, and I have decided to put my mashed potatoes in Ziploc bags and put them flat. I'm just trying to eyeball like 2 servings, so we'll see how this goes. Trying to be very careful and not get the outside of the bag dirty as I say that, and there it goes. I've just recently got into like freezing things. Before, I don't know, I wasn't that big in leftovers, so I never wanted to freeze anything. But now I don't have enough time to cook, so this at least gets the job done. Okay, friends, this has been in there 50 minutes. And I have been draining liquid off of it like after 30 minutes, like every 10 minutes. I do not think this is a recipe that you should use in the oven. The meat is still like mushy. I'm hoping I can get rid of the texture. I don't know. I'm tempted to take it out and like sear it. I'm just really like particular about textures. And this one's definitely gonna be more like mush. I think that is also not only because of the recipe I'm using, Rio, like the slow cooker recipe. I guess they added all that moisture because it's in a slow oven and I didn't do that. But I'm not familiar enough with meatloaf to know I shouldn't have done that. I had my intuition. I'm just putting on the sauce now. Gonna put it back in the oven. But I also think a major issue I have is that I'm using ground turkey and not hamburger meat, because hamburger meat has different textures. I think that would have helped as well. But you know what? We will make it work. I'm gonna pop this with the topping back into the oven for 10 minutes. Okay friends, meal prep is done. We'll see about the meatloaf. I think it'll be fine. I do think maybe a different recipe would work better when you're not doing it in slow cooker, but I bet this one would be really good in the slow cooker. But the plate tonight looks good. We have enough for leftovers for a few more times. Have tons of mashed potatoes. I think I made like 6 servings or something like that. Ton of green beans left. But man, I don't even feel like I meal prepped that much today. But I've been in the kitchen for 3 hours straight. 3 hours and 10 minutes to be exact. So we're gonna sit down and relax. Here is the casserole soaked overnight. I'm about to pop it into the oven for hopefully no longer than 30 minutes, because it's 7:40 on Monday and you know, I work. So I need this to hurry it up. Yeah, so I'm gonna let that cook for 30 minutes, the recipe says. I think it may take a little longer, but we shall see. I'll show you the final product to finish out this meal plan. It has been 30 minutes. So I am going to remove the top and hope it's almost ready, and it's not. It's gonna take some time. You're just waiting on it to set, but that is not set at all. So it took about an hour to cook, and you see it puffs up, and that is for the eggs. And they are really done. I will say, let me talk. So this was poor planning on my part, because it is 8:40 and I knew this would take way longer than 30 minutes to cook. It took closer to like 50 minutes. And I really don't like taking things from the oven straight to the refrigerator, but I have to go to work, so I have to do that. Now, all you would do is take your hollandaise and top it. Last time I poured the hollandaise over the whole thing. We're gonna keep it separate and just dip it out. But now, since I made this yesterday, this is cold, that's hot. But I have to go to work, so I think I'm gonna cut me a little piece in a to-go container and I'll eat it when I get to work. Yeah, and then hopefully the hollandaise will just like warm up while it's on it. Sorry for the noise. I have my back door open for the dogs and the wind chimes are going. It's very windy out. And like I said, 6 servings for this is 6 points, but that is a very big portion. Like right now, I'm not even gonna do near that much for me at all. So, you know, you can definitely make it lower point. So, okay friends, that's it for this meal prep and grocery haul and all that jazz. See y'all later, bye.